Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Yuki and I serve as the program director at VIA Programs. It looks like a couple people more filtering in. For those of you who aren't familiar with VIA, a nonprofit dedicated to promoting cross-cultural understanding across the US and Asia. And for the past 6 months, I have had the honor of working with Izan Mon, Shui Yu, and Phom Yap Mon from an organization called ECHO Myanmar. With the support of VIA's Social Impact Leadership Program, ECHO Myanmar has been working towards their vision of helping youth develop greater career readiness. They are leveraging their many years of experience as educators and community leaders. Currently, Phom Yap Mon works with 360 Ed, an education technology company bringing VR and AR into the classroom. Shui Yu is an educator with the Panda U Bridging Program, which supports distance learners and working students. And Izan Mon works with Child's Dream, overseeing several community development projects across Myanmar. I'm so excited for them to share their experiences and expertise today as they discuss the constraints to youth employment in Myanmar and how ECHO Myanmar hopes to make an impact in this space. So before I pass it on to the team, a quick note that if you have any questions for the speakers or you have any technical difficulties, you can write a message in the chat box at any time during the session and one of us will help you out. So without further ado, I will pass it on to ECHO Myanmar.
Thanks, Yuki. So hello again. So firstly, I would like to say thanks for joining our speaker series. We are from ECHO Myanmar team and the names of our topic is the constraint to youth employment in Myanmar. Welcome. So these are the agenda that we are going to present today. Firstly, we are going to introduce about ourselves, and as the second, we are going to explain how ECHO Myanmar team happened. Then we are going to share our project with the solutions in detail. Finally, there will be an upcoming plan for our project that we are going to do. So who we are? ECHO Myanmar team is formed with 3 alumni from VIA. I'm one of them and my name is Phom Yap Mon. My nickname is Luis. I have already joined 2 of the programs from VIA, which are called GLE, Global Leaderships and Engagement, and ESI, Exploring Social Innovation. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. I'm very glad to see you all here for our project presentation. I'm Shui Yu, and I'm also can be called as Kate, and I'm one of the VIA alumni from 2016. I joined ESI, which stands for Exploring Social Innovation.
So hi, good morning from Myanmar. So thank you for joining us today. So my name is Izamon. You can also call me Rosemary. So as a VIA alumni, I joined 2 programs already. One in 2017, Global Leadership Engagement in Bangkok, and one in 2018, Exploring Social Innovations in the US. So thank you for joining us today. We hope that we could explain so much.
Thanks for your introductions, my team. Yeah. So we have some sort of activities for our project. And as the first activity, we created the questions related to our topic. So we want you to answer the questions and I believe it will be fun for you. So let's start. So this, I will start from number 1 questions. So I want you to choose the answer as you wish after reading the questions. Youth account for roughly blank percent of the world's unemployed, and unemployed youth are up to 4 times as likely to be unemployed as adults. So what is the right answer for that questions?
Louise, I'm not sure if you hit launch poll.
I think launch. I think I have already hit the launch poll. And
there we go. I see it.
You see? Can you see now? Oh, okay. Sorry.
Are folks able to vote? Oh, I'm gonna relaunch it.
There we go.
I don't think we can see it now. Oh, now it's up. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so 9 out of 10, or maybe like I see, vote like 30%, but the right answer is 40%. You'd share results. Am I right? Okay. So you account for roughly 40% of the world unemployed, and unemployed youth are up to 4 times as likely to be unemployed as adults. Yeah. The second question is like, here is the second questions. In developing countries, what percentage of the new work is in the informal sector? Do you see the questions?
No, we can't see it.
Louise, I can launch it for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Do folks see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yep.
All right, Louise, should I close it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for this question, the right answer is 89% of the new work is in the informal sector, but most of the people voted for 90%. Yeah, but it is really great. Shall we go to the last questions?
Louise, I closed the poll for you.
Thank you. Okay, for this question, the question is how many youth training schools are there which are operated under the Department of Social Welfare in Myanmar? So some voted 5, some voted 10, some voted 15, but the right answer is like 10. So there's a 10 youth training school under the Department of Social Welfare in Myanmar. Thank you so much for your participations, and I hope and I believe you will have many questions to ask. So please keep in mind that, and you are allowed to ask the question after the presentations. Thank you so much. So I will pass to Kate to continue our presentations.
Hello again, everyone. And I know that you might have some questions in your mind right now, and some of your questions might have been answered within our presentations. So we'll continue. So these are the data connected to the poll questions, which you have just answered before. In the slide, you will see a table showing constraint to youth employment. Under the constraint to youth employment table, we came up with 3 different levels showing individual, markets, and government failure, and the last one as macro level. So in here, there are some letters. The capital Y stand for constraint that affects only youth. And the Y stand constraint for all workers, but affects youth more than others. And the last capital A stand for the constraint that affects all workers. By looking at the table, a number of factors have made the job challenges, and more constraint that hinders workers affect youth more than others. So in the next slides, you're going to see a graph showing youth unemployment rate in Myanmar. So in this slide, on this graph, it shows the youth unemployment rate in Myanmar from 1999 to 2020. As you can see on the graph, in the year 2016, the unemployment rate has a dramatic increase. So from the year 2016, unemployment is a critical issue for youth in Myanmar. In 2020, the estimated youth unemployment rate in Myanmar was at 4.34%. So it is a lot. So you can imagine there are many unemployed youth around Myanmar. Because of that, we are very concerned that there will be many unemployed, even though they have graduated bachelor degree or master degree. So in here, we mainly focus on the people who have just graduated bachelor degree and not having jobs. Okay, so let's get going to the next slide, showing general constraint to youth unemployment. So there are a number of factors that make the jobs challenges, like lack of job and the market cannot keep pace with population growth. And also there are many inadequate skills and mismatches between education and skills within the employee. What is more, Myanmar education system does not meet the skills need of industries. Like, for example, 1 in 10 Myanmar employer complain of an inadequately skilled labor force. So we would like to emphasize on Myanmar education system and employers' needs. Because employers value a range of skills, but they also value skills that are not commonly taught in school. In Myanmar, only 10% of Myanmar people have supplemented their education with technical training, even though most jobs would benefit from a more technical workforce. In the next slide, you will see a graph showing percent of work employer who agree Myanmar education system does not produce enough people. So on this graph, it shows 4 different factors: good job attitudes, the kind of skill needed, the level of skill needed, and up-to-date knowledge. So the blue ink shows that the employers tend to agree, and the purple show that employers strongly agree upon Myanmar education system does not produce enough people. By looking at the graph, more than 80% of employers agree that the education system does not produce up-to-date knowledge or the level of knowledge needed to carry out their jobs. In the next slides, you're going to see the skill that the Myanmar employers require in their workplace. So the employers are required the employees are required to have such skills to be ready in the workplaces. And you can see some of the skill on the graph, like critical thinking skill, foreign language skill, writing skill, and like there are many more, as you can see. And like all the skill you can see on the graph are the skill that the employers demand from their employees. And this time I would like to explain a little bit more about the graph. The blue ink shows the employer's demand from the employee, and the purple ink shows the ability that the employees have for the work. In the graph, you can see that 90% of the workplaces require these academic skills, as well as managerial leadership, interpersonal skill, critical thinking skill, and problem solving skill. And like they also want more from us. Other than that, the percentage of numeracy skill, work ethics, and commitment, which is like at the bottom of the graph, like we need they are needed from the workplaces. It's almost about 100%. However, the employee can only show like 1/3 of the amount than the employers have ever wanted. That is why we have came up with a short video clip, which is based on our need finding interview to distant learning university students. So please have a look at it, and then one of my colleagues will continue their presentation.
You know, a PA lovely. Oh, Pachi, alumni. But if you have putting up Damla, to alumni design by alumni Pia alum.
Sama Loma, Johnny, Joa Pony John, young women, the Charlie, the Milo, going to do the Charlong anyway. Hello, see why long any massaging. Pina, but watching a lighting.
Social media နဲ့ဆိုရင်ခဏမှလက်တွေ့စီးဆိုလို့ရှိရင်သင်တန်းနည်းနည်းတက်ထားတယ်မသိဘူး
နားလေ
ready ဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဝင်ရမယ်ဆိုရင်သမိုင်းနဲ့ဆိုတော့အဲ့လို tour guide တွေပါရတော့အဲ့လိုတရုတ် tour guide တွေပါရအဲ့လိုလုပ်လို့ရတယ်
သမီးကအခုသမီးလိုချင်တဲ့အမေချာဘော်ဒန်နီဆိုတော့လေအဲ့ဘော်ဒန်နီရလဲသစ်ပင်ပိုင်းနဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့အရာတွေဆိုတော့နောက်ပြီးသမီးနောက်ဆုံးလုပ်ရမယ်လောက်ကလည်းခြံဆိုင်ပြိုးရေးဆိုတော့သူတို့ပေးလိုက်တဲ့အချက်လက်တွေနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ကိုယ့်ရဲ့ခြံကိုကောင်းကောင်းမွန်မွန်နဲ့ကောင်းကောင်းမွန်မွန်ပြုစုပြောထောင်နိုင်မယ်လို့ထင်တယ်ယုံကြည်ပါတယ်တက္ကသိုလ်ဆိုတာတက္ကသိုလ်ဆိုတဲ့နေရာနေပေါင်းစွာနေလာတဲ့လူတွေစီကနေပြီးတော့သူတို့ရဲ့ရင်ကျေးမှုသူတို့ရဲ့ဘာသာစကားအဲ့လိုမျိုးသူတို့နဲ့ဘယ်လိုသင်မျှတအောင်နေထိုင်မလဲဆိုတဲ့ဥစ္စာတွေကနေပြီးတော့ကိုကအမျိုးမျိုးသင်ယူလို့ရအဲ့အားနေပြီးတော့ကိုယ့်ရဲ့လုပ်ငန်းခွင်မှာပြန်ပြီးတော့အသုံးချလာနိုင်လိမ့်မယ်ထင်တယ်
။ကိုကတွေးပြီးတော့ဆွဲတဲ့ဟာကိုအဲ့လိုမျိုးပြန်ပြီးတော့ဒီဇိုင်းဖော်ပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုမျိုးတချို့သူတွေအဲ့လိုပေးလို့ရတယ်
မဖြစ်တော့အကုန်လုံးကြီးသူကသိမှာမဟုတ်လေကိုယ့်ရဲ့အကုန်လုံးပြီးစီးအောင်ဆိုပြီးတကွာလုံးစာသိမှာမဟုတ်ဘူးအဓိကအဲ့ကိုဘွဲပြီးမှအဲ့တက္ကသိုလ်ပြီးမှစမယ်လို့ထင်တာပဲကိုယ့်ရဲ့ဘဝကလေအဲ့အမှာကိုကဆက်ပြီးတော့အဲ့အမှာကိုကအတွေ့အကြုံယူပြီးတော့လော့မှာလေဟိုပြီးရတော့ပြီးမှမဟုတ်ရမယ်လို့လည်းမထင်ဘူးကိုကလင်းထိုင်နေပဲဒီလိုလောက်သွားမှာပဲသိမှာပဲအဲ့လိုပုံစံမျိုး
Okay, so So based on the video you have watched, so you could see that we interview the distant university learning students in Myanmar. So by asking three main questions, so we ask their future plans and how do they understand 21st century skills, and we also ask if they are ready for their workforces just after their graduations. So you can see that some said yes, they are ready, and some said no, they are not ready. And if you can also see that some students, what they really want to do after graduations does not really match with what they studies at the universities. And one common issue you could also see that is they don't really know what is 21st century skills. So please take also note that we take these samplings to represent our target beneficiaries. So distant learning university students are our target beneficiaries. And we also got some research findings, mostly on secondary data, that there's many youths that affect, there's many factors that affect youth and employments. So this is also critical issues, not only in Myanmar, but also as a global issue. So as Eco Myanmar, we would like to do something for our target beneficiaries. And based on our need findings and problem statements, so we would like to do some things. So our problem statements come out with. So our problem statement is, sorry. So our problem statement is that we think that distant university students in Myanmar, they lack soft skills, hard skills, and job readiness skills, and also career sharing group or network that will enable them to discover, develop their potentials, knowledge, and characters. So how can we help these students to be assessed, trained, and share what they have learned from the universities or what they have learned from those skills? So our guiding questions can help us how Eco Myanmar happens. So based on our needs findings and also based on our target beneficiaries, we would like to do as a Eco Myanmar, how can we help these students? So, okay, so our guiding question is to train these university students and also how they can apply these skills while helping others to learn. So as an Eco Myanmar, we come up with the visions, missions. So our vision mission statement will be shown here. So our vision is we want to produce confident, independent, and responsible young adults who will serve for the greater advancements of their community. And our mission is we as an Eco Myanmar, we would like to be a bridge to shape the futures of university students in Myanmar by nurturing them with soft skills, hard skills, job readiness skills that will help them discover and develop their own potentials, knowledge, and characters. So here we talk about so much about soft skills, hard skills, and job readiness skills. So how do we get these all ideas? So we got these ideas from our 21st century learning skills, because this is the one common issues that we found out based on our needs finding, that most students, they don't really know much about what is 21st century skills. So how do we get these ideas? So we got these ideas from 21st century learning skills. For example, information media and technological skills. These are sort of foundational literacy. So for example, the foundational literacies are the skills that are supposed to be taught or learned at the schools or university. But in practice in Myanmar, we are not well trained for these skills. However, our future job will require advanced technologies. So such as information media and technological skills. These are the very required skills for all the students. So, and also the 4C, critical thinking, communication, collaborations, those are also equally important to apply not only for their workforces, but also in their daily life. Life and career skills, and also these are the skills that we really want to focus on. However, if you could see that 21st century landscape, there's so many set of skills, and we could not cover all these skills just in the short period. But however, we would like to focus by giving training on soft skills and learning skills. So these are all also part of the 21st century learning skills that we would like to do. So here is our 4 main core activities that we really would like to focus on as a Echo Myanmar. So first, we would like to provide soft skills, hard skill trainings in preparation for the job readiness skills training workshops. And along with that, we will also provide close one-on-one coaching sessions for our students. And also we would like to link with different networks, not only in education field, but also in different sectors that we would like to focus on. And then, so these all 4 core activities are our pilot projects that we really would like to do as a Echo Myanmar. So can we go next slides? So as the overall outputs and the whole program structure, so we would like to start up our pilot projects with 20 students. So we will we limit the number of students because we would like to give a quality education. So we set the number of, we limit the number of students, so 20 students per batch. And also we will train for 3 months per batch. So altogether there will be 2 batches. So it means that we will have set of 40 students overall. And as we can also see, we also would like to invite guest speakers, so to share more on work experience. And we will also provide one-on-one coaching sessions, and also we will link with different network for professional development and personal development. So these are the overall program design or structures as an output that we would like to see from our 6-month program. So how, after 6-month program, so as a Echo Myanmar, we would like to see the target impact. So let's see, after 6-month program, we would like to see that from this 6-month programs, our distant university students will discover their potentials, knowledge, and abilities. So that will help them to become confident. And these students will also be well trained to become not only ready, not only for their workforces, but also these 21st century skills they can also apply in their daily life. So please note that we also don't want our target beneficiaries just to go to workforces, but we also want them to apply these skills in their daily life. So this is the overall outcomes from our programs. And so we explain more on our detailed projects. So what will be coming next? So we would like to explain more on our future plans, what we would like to do as a Echo Myanmar. So to explain this more in detail, I would like to pass this to my friend, Kumyamon Luis, to explain more in here.
Thanks. So what's next in 2021? So in our group, we have already decided to implement our project in 2021. From January to February, we are going to reach out our project to the different stakeholders, and then we will prepare and collect the teaching materials and other needed resources for our project. And there will be an advertisement about the program through on social media, especially on Facebook. And then we will make the student recruitment process to select the participant with the 3 stages, which are screening, interview, and the final selections. So, and after that, we plan to start the training as the first part from March to May. There will be an orientations again, and we decided to give only an hour weekly training, only on the weekend. So, as the youth development training, we included the guest speaker series sections to give a talk to the participant as the motivations. And the next one is like our trainee, our project is not only conducting the youth trainee, but also making one-on-one counseling or coaching for them to give guideline for their future learning and the job hunting. And the last one is like we'll create the online learning platform groups only in our team while they are attending the program. And the last one, I cannot see the last one. So in June, there will be program evaluations and feedback sections in June. Can you go to the next slide? So we are going to run the two batch in a year. So as the second batch, we are going to start again. We are going to run again the second batch from June to August. The activities and the process are the same with the first batch, but the one thing is that some may be changed, and based on the lesson learned and the evaluation from the first batch, maybe there will be some changes for the second batch. And in September again, we will have program evaluations and the feedback sections. So, and also our team have already discussed the challenges, the upcoming challenges and the possible challenges for our project. So the first one is like as the strength, as we Teresa from the education sector, we have like strong academic sense to run the programs, and we know how to contact and how to communicate with the educators as the network. And also as this is the job readiness skill programs, we really focus on the 21st century skills. And then with Teresa already experienced and familiar with coachings and career counseling since the previous. So those are the strengths for X. And as the weakness, like even though we have a youth, we make the youth development training programs in our country. There's a many similar youth training programs in Myanmar. We are a bit worried for that. And also, even this is the pilot program, we are about to run the pilot program, but we have less resources and funding. And as the opportunity, this is the great time to conduct the youth development training for the distant university student during the university break. And then in our training, the participant, they can enhance their capacity and we will provide more networks for them. So the final one is as the threat and certain COVID-19 pandemic. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic currently, we are not sure that we are going to run the project as the virtual classroom or at the physical classroom, but we have already prepared in both ways. And this for the second one, according to our education systems, the participant, they were only familiar with the rote learning teaching styles and some are lack of technical knowledge. And the last one is like preparation stage and pilot program. Now we are still on the preparation stage and we will be studying soon our pilot program. But we believe that we can make it happen because of the above unique activity for the youth in the community. Thank you so much. So that's all up for our presentations. And if you have any questions, you are willing to ask the question to us. We are willing to answer too.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much for your presentation. It's really exciting to see how much your organization has developed and progressed over the last 6 months. So thank you all so much for sharing all of your ideas. And we're really excited for the future of the youth in your community. So as Louise, as Fiona mentioned, we'd love to open it up to questions. So you can feel free to write in the chat box. You can also come off of mute and ask your question live with your voice. So go ahead and start writing in, or you can kind of raise your hand and I can unmute you as well. Oh, Dwight, of course, Dwight has a question. It's great.
I understand that secondary education now ends with the 10th grade, but that the government is going to add 11th and 12th grades. So will that 11th and 12th grades, will that solve some of the problems that you are talking of?
Yeah. So thank you, Dwight. So this is a really good questions. So we didn't include about what other governments are doing in our presentations because we want to hear from the audience like you. So it's good that you point out these issues. So yeah, so we are based on our education system. There's so much transitions, and also yeah, it's good that the government is also doing some changes in our education system. But however, as you can see, the number of programs. So for example, in Myanmar as a whole countries, there's about 240 youth learning centers. So as a whole country, Myanmar, but still the youth and employments, still the number of the youth employment and employments remain higher. So these are the issues that even though the government is doing something for the education systems, but still our issues, the youth and employment cannot be reduced in a short period of time. So why I think it's also good that we could also work with the governments in the futures, hopefully. But however, we also as a Myanmar teams think that this will be the same challenges or issues that we might have it. Not only, we could not see that the changes in just 5 years or 10 years. So this is a very critical issues that's happening, not just happen in 2020. So this happened all way back years. So I think even though the government increased 2 more years, that's like 11 and 12 years. So, but I think that the issues will still be remain the same here, because we don't know so much what the qualities of the education they offer. So this is I think so, not just increasing the year of the education, but the qualities of the education is talks about. So we have to see that how much the qualities education will be as a result of the changes. So I think, do I answer your question clearly?
Yeah, thank you very, very much.
Well, keep thinking of questions, and Dwight, we definitely welcome more questions from you as well. So while people are, oh, great. I don't have to do anything. Well, wonderful. Kazuto, jump on in.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, thanks for a great presentation. I was really happy and impressed to see how you brought all the work together and kind of all the steps. And I really like how it's looking, and also the action steps. And one question I wanted to ask was, during the accelerator, we talked about kind of bringing a sustainability lens to kind of your projects. And there are different ways to look at it, with the 3 Ps, with people, planet, profit, or the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or the JEDI acronym with justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion. And were there any particular approach that you took as you were developing it, and how do you see kind of bringing that perspective into your project?
Yep. Okay, so anyone would like to answer? Kate or Luis?
For the sustainability of the program, what we have considered before is that this is just a pilot project that we are going to run within 2021, the year 2021. So we still need to set up we still need to see the progress of our projects, and then the needs, and then the continuous development on our project. So what we have just considered is that only if we run the program, we will consider about the sustainability of the program. And for the year 2021, we will just this is just the testing period, so we won't consider a lot about that one yet. But in the rest of the year, we will start thinking about the sustainability of the program, and then the continuous development for our program.
Yeah, so I would like to complete for the JEDI. So for the data, we consider at the selection stage, and as the criteria, we will focus on the gender, and we will focus on uh, the 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 place they live, and their ages, and the religious background, and their ethnicity. Yeah, we have already considered for that.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
So one question that I have, so all of you are alumni, you mentioned at the beginning, all of you are alumni of different VIA programs, ESI, GLE. So I'm curious, could you talk a little bit about how those experiences with other VIA programs kind of impacted your kind of experiences, and maybe how they impacted your approach to your work with Eco Myanmar?
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Okay. So we three already joined ESI. So exploring social innovations is we will say that it will be very helpful for us to come out with some things, one solutions that we three would like to focus on. So we are from the education field. So we think that um, uh, there might be something that we could do as a group. So more online via alumni. So for example, for ESI, we by attending the ESI, we find out that there's a lot of social needs, and then so there's a lot of social need, but still from what sectors and perspectives that we would like to help or that we would like to work on. So we chose the education field, so that we focus on the sustainable development goal for the quality educations, and also by connecting with that, we also find that what's the issue with the youth in our education system. So ESI, by attending the ESI, is really helpful to find out the social issues and what are the needs that we would like to do as a group, or we would like how we would like to help for the community. And connecting with ESI, the accelerator program. So for the accelerators, so it's help up to do some things, because we attended the training, right? So we attended the training, but we were not able to apply these skills, because we can still apply in our workforces, but still we don't do for others. So the accelerators help us to do something. Okay, we should start doing this. So we see the problems, but how can we help these all? So we must do something. So I think so. These are the things that we learn or that we got from attending the VR programs. So thank you, VR. um, guys, you can add more if you want to talk.
Yeah, for me, by attending especially ESI, like we can think a lot for our community, especially like in thinking in unique way. For example, in our project, we are going to make the counseling sections, or like the career counseling for the youth, because in our even today in our country, they ran the project for the youth development, but they did not consider for the counseling closer. So that's why we thought a lot innovatively. Okay, what will be the unique one for joining our programs? At the time, we thought a lot for the counseling to the youth, for the youth. Yeah.
For me, what I have got from the ESI is that I came with like before I went to ESI in 2016. It is there was a case in my native village. They started running a school, and then they don't have a concrete building for the students, a school building for the students. Like they have to land under the tree or under the just the chef, just the roof. So like I came up with that problem, and after ESI, I can be able to like write a proposal to an organization called Bill School in Burma, and that one is also based in San Francisco. And we got some funding from it, and then like there is now a building in a school building for the students in a village. So it's something that like people can get from ESI. Like it can change the ideas for the people. So it's a great program. Like for those of you who haven't joined ESI, you should join, and then you should have some idea, and then you can help your community back again after you have finished joining ESI.
Thank you all for your answer and for the free marketing. I appreciate it. I think we have time for maybe 2 or 3 more questions, if anyone wants to come off of mute.
Yeah, so I actually have 2 questions, if that's okay. First of all, I just want to say fantastic presentation. I really liked the graphs. I don't know, I'm a visual learner, and so able to see all those graphs that you guys incorporated in the beginning was really helpful. But I was wondering if you guys could speak a little bit more about how you determined your 21st century skills. I remember on one of your slides, it was the one with the 3 rings, and I was just wondering if you could speak a bit more about that process. That was the first question, and then I'll give the second question in a little bit.
Okay, so thank you, Laura. So yeah, for the 21st century skills, so as we mentioned that we could not cover all the skills because like there's 3 different like 4 Cs, foundational literacies, and life and career skills. But we would like to focus more on the foundational literacies because these are not very taught at the university. So we would like to focus on giving the hard skill, what we call. So in their hard skills, it's a set of skills that we would like to focus on. For example, how to use the Google Drive, and so not from the social media, but how to use the IT skills that they will be required for their workplaces. Like for example, how to do the presentations and documents, and also how to do the research findings. And so these are more or like basic foundations that they are required or that they are required at the workforces. So basic IT skills that we would like to focus on. And for the 4 Cs, and then we would like to focus on the both in interpersonal and intrapersonal skills. So we would like to give in like the communication skills and some leadership skills that we would like to focus on, like more on like soft skills. So by giving them these set of skills, they can apply not just for their workforces, but also they can apply in their daily life. So these are the 2 set of skills. So by giving these skills, we think that they will kind of be more already job readiness skills. So we will also would like to focus on how to write the CVs and how to do the job interviews. So these are the skills that we would like to focus on. And also plus the one-on-one coaching is kind of to find out more on their skills and what they really would like to do. So we will find that I think we combine these 2 set of skills along with the coachings and counseling. Like we will be talking with the students because nowadays there's a lot of job agency, right? But the job agency is just for doing for profits, and they don't really focus on what the student really want to do. So for us, it's not the like kind of job agency. So please note that. So we are not job agency, but we are just giving and sharing what we know. And also we ourselves, 3 of us can be the resource persons because even though we work in the 3 different, even though we work in the same education sectors, for example, 3 of us work for the education sector, but we work in different education sectors. For example, I work for the projects, so local community based. So so I also have the network. So in this case, I think we can be also resourceful person for our beneficiaries. So we will link with the network that we know. So I think so, yeah. So these are the skills that we would like to focus on under the branch of the 21st century skill set. What's your second question?
Yes. So I think in the beginning of the presentation, you had shown like the unemployment graph for young people, and was wondering if you guys knew the reason why it had spiked in 2015, 2016. Yeah, I was just curious.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So like start from the year 2000 and like 2015, it started like the unemployment rate in Myanmar has increased, and like until now it has increased. The unemployment rate, it doesn't goes down. Maybe because of the inadequate skill of the employees, or the university level. They cannot train the students to be ready in the workforces. That's why we came up with this graph, that youth unemployment rate from 1999 to 2020.
Thank you.
Okay, we might have time for one more question. If there are any curious folks. Okay. Well, I want to kind of close out by just saying thank you so much for our presenters, and also to all of the people who attended today. It's really exciting to bring together a community of people to kind of learn what's going on in Myanmar and kind of think about what the future will hold, especially for this organization. So I'm really excited to see how the pilot project goes, and hopefully, some exciting things happen and you get some funding to continue on into 2022 as well.